This is TNT Sports' Adam Summerton, and you're listening to Three Fish on the Shirt.
This is John Sander. You're listening to Three Fish on the Shirt.
Hello, welcome to this week's Three Fish on the Shirt. It's the last regular one of the season. We might have another couple of specials coming up, but we'll keep you posted about those. I am joined once again by my fellow Pontoonite, Mr. Steve Risley. Good morning, Steve.
Morning, David. How are we doing?
Not so bad, you know. So I think it's important we just recognise the importance of our listeners and viewers. We had some really great comments, listening and viewing figures in the last few weeks as we've grown throughout our first season, and we thank everybody for joining. So thank you if you've been watching throughout. And I had a couple of people approach yesterday and say some nice things about what we've done. So that's what we hope to get things people wanting to watch, and we appreciate it. And we look forward to doing more in the coming season, but this is the last kind of regular one. Can't believe it's gone that quick, Steve.
It is absolutely flown by this season. I can't think of a season that's gone as quick as this one. They're all the same, I know, but
yeah, I don't know if it's because we've been doing this. I don't know.
It probably is.
I don't know if that affects the sort of perception of time, the way it's gone, but I remember, was it the Forest Green game at home when we first sort of floated the idea of doing this? The was it a National League game? It would have been, wasn't it? Was it the first season in?
No, it was when first they
season.
They got relegated, didn't they?
First season in League One, wasn't it? And they went down, and we were in a dodgy position. We decided, have a try of this, and we made a few little clips up and did a few bits, and it's moved quite a bit from that original concept, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. No, it's been a roller coaster sort of season with results, and it's home form's been iffy. Well, they've released really, but then again, I believe we won the same amount away as we won at home.
Yeah. It's just we lost more at home. So let's get into it then. The disappointment of yesterday is tempered a little bit by what you just said about where we're at in terms of league table and where people expected us to be. So yesterday it was all built up for a grandstand finish, and first half was okay, but the second half it was like the air let out of the balloon, wasn't it? It was just.
It was just we didn't seem to have any plan. We started hoofing it long. What's the name? Eastwood kick because it was quite a strong wind, but he kept on kicking it out of play, and like it was all down the Finders side of the pitch, wasn't it? On that side, and because the wind was blowing that way. But we just didn't seem to have a plan. We just stopped playing out from the back. We just started hitting it long, and then just disappointing.
Yeah, we didn't seem to get hold of the ball when Wimbledon had the ball. They were knocking it about.
Yeah,
it seemed to be toughy. It seemed to be really, straightforward. when we had the ball, we were either playing into trouble, into tight areas, or it was coming in the air and bouncing, and there was we didn't seem to have control of the ball. Is what I'm saying. I think.
I've never seen a game where the ball was just bouncing off us. We couldn't seem to get it under control. I think Bradley said to us, "I've never seen a game where players have fall over the ball so much."
Yeah.
Like Hume did, didn't he? And he was about to cross, and he stood up on the
Oh
ball
yeah,
and fell over.
Harvey Rogers did the same coming down the right in the second half, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Stood on the ball and
I don't know if that was nerves or just
trying too hard.
Yeah, but I've never seen a game like it. It was just bouncing up us and couldn't any ball was 50-50 ended up with them, and it was just frustrating. It was all set up for a great second half.
It was, because the first half was pretty even. Probably we were shading it even. We'd had them chances, haven't we, which we didn't take, and
yeah,
it's just disappointing. But those sort of moments where people were either nervous or standing on the ball because they're trying too hard, I think underlines one thing is I don't think anybody can say the players haven't given their all this season.
Oh no, they've just run out of steam. I think towards the last 5 games. It was a great atmosphere yesterday as well, wasn't it? When they came out,
yeah, really,
because went back to start.
Really positive as well. Sorry.
Yeah, the atmosphere was all like the best I've had to hear for years at the start of a game.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and the players, they gave their all. They're not going to. Then I was a bit disappointed in Big in his body language second half.
His style was languid and he didn't seem to have much oomph. I heard somebody walking down the street, and I don't know if they were talking about him after the game. They was talking about him being worried about getting injured because he may have to find a new club or whatever. In the summer, or a new club to get on loan to, or a deal or something coming up. So I don't know.
Maybe he didn't. But he didn't seem to hold the ball up very well, and he's only young. He's still only young, isn't he?
He doesn't look very dynamic, does he? When he's
no, that's what we need. That's what we want to see.
We needed the Ibiku from about 3 months ago, didn't we? The one that was banging a goal a game in.
Yeah, he had a chance second half though. He had a good shot, got in, and goalie saved it, didn't he?
And Danny Rose is the same. I was hoping he'd get that 15th league goal to better his best, but he's been great this year, and but it's a good job, isn't it? Because we could easily have been relegation candidates, couldn't we?
Him scoring the goal. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of 16 different goal scorers, which is amazing.
Yeah,
across the thing. But I saw that Danny Rose miss yesterday, the header.
Oh yeah.
If you've seen it, it's a great ball by Green. Couldn't have put it on any more accurate.
You'd put your money on Danny Rose to put them away, wouldn't you, as well?
Oh, it was set up for him. It's perfect. I mean, it's a shame that gone in. It was early in the first half, wasn't it? So been 1-0.
Yeah.
Greeny, great run and cross. That's what Greeny's done the whole season, isn't
it? Yeah. And the Wimbledon goal was a bit scrappy, and a goal we feel like we've conceded so many times. Keystone Cox in the box.
Yeah, another corner, isn't it? It was conceded a lot on corners.
Yeah.
Just disappointing because it sort of fell on the ground, didn't it? The guy won the header. I think not right. Eastwood saved.
Yeah.
And then he knocked it. He just knocked it in. Fell to his feet. Could have fell to one of our players. It would have been better. Would have been a goal, but yeah.
Well, that's anyway. You've got to get your head on it and get it out, haven't you? At the end of the day.
His first goal, wasn't it? For Wimbledon.
Yeah. And you can't help but think that. I remember Mark Lever talking about his time at Town, and Andy Tilson was saying anybody lumping the ball into the box, we just loved it. Just loved heading the ball out.
Yeah,
that was his reason for being in that. And I think Rodgers and Farm have been quite good at doing that most of the season.
They have, yeah.
But it's when we don't get first contact, we just seem to get in a flap, don't we? I remember the Notts County first goal at home. It was a half saved ball bobbling around in the box. Could easily have been cleared.
Yeah.
You know, and there's times when you think, you think that Barrington at Port Vale could easily have cleared that ball if he hadn't fallen over.
Yeah.
There's the Colchester game. I remember we interviewed John Tonder, and we were talking about in that episode we were talking about the game the day before. It was the day after the Colchester game, and he was talking about you've just got to clear it, haven't you?
There's situations where you just have to sort of clear it, and that maybe, obviously, looking back on it, that was one of them.
It was one of them.
Yeah.
Didn't clear it.
Yeah, it just fell. I think it was Warren. I think that sort of should have headed it out, and he sort of fell over. But so there weren't many chances in the game, was there?
No,
Really?
and it was, it felt like a defeat after about 50 minutes, didn't it? We were like, you just thought, where's the goal going to come from? Because we certainly didn't do anything attacking the Pontoon like we'd done attacking the Osmond, and you start to wonder if there's something about that, don't you? That second half, you think we should be taking it to the Pontoon and it being an excitement fest.
Well, we haven't done that all season, have we?
No,
we haven't really got second halves.
No.
We've not scored many goals Pontoon end. Second half, it's been all, don't know, just a few penalties and that. But I thought second half they should have put the subs on earlier. I don't know why they didn't put Barrington on and Vernon on. Vernon was brilliant.
I heard David Artell on the interview last night saying that he thought we were in the game and we were reasonably okay. It's a bit that sort of trust in the players, but I think it just was screaming for something different, wasn't it? And Vernon's a bit more dynamic. Barrington,
he did well.
Great shot on him. He looked more dynamic, didn't he?
He started running around and he's getting on the ball. I mean, looking back, I think maybe he should have started with Vernon because Vernon looked more back instead of a big crew. Well, obviously, he's gone two strikers, hasn't he? Out and out strikers.
And I think that's fair enough. I think when I saw Bickwell and Rose, I was quite pleased.
We said that before the game, didn't we? We said, when the Bickwell's...
He certainly hasn't looked all that since he came back from his injury. It was a nice streak of form, and we needed that big crew back, not the one from the last couple of weeks. But it is what it is.
But yeah, played well when the subs came on, and at least we showed a bit in the last 10 minutes, didn't we? 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then,
And if you put it in the context of the last few games, we've been a bit flat, haven't we? In the last few games, even we've kind of lost our confidence, or as you said earlier, run out of steam.
Scoring goals. We're not scoring goals like we should do in the last 5 games.
But in the games we have, the 2 away games, we've scored twice and should have won both games.
Yeah.
At home, we just, I don't know what, we didn't score in the last 2 home games, did we? And in the 2 games we scored 2 in away, we drew, and the other game we didn't score in, we drew. So we weren't terrible, but we didn't have to miss some opportunities.
That Port Vale game was a signal, wasn't it?
And the Harrogate one, to be fair, it was the
both of them, yeah.
We were talking about it on the way through the park yesterday. I bumped into an old mate of mine, Andy, if you're watching. Good to see you, buddy. We were saying about those 2 games. If we'd have won those 2 games, we'd have 4 more points going into that game, and we'd have probably been in the playoffs pretty much, wouldn't we? If not,
yes, would have been pretty much we lost yesterday. If we had 72, would have finished 7th.
Yeah.
So them 2 games.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's always the way. That's football.
It is, isn't it? I mean, like say, if we won, we finished 68. If we won one more game, just one more game would have been 7th, 71 points.
What about one more win that we one more draw? Sorry, not one more draw. One more win that we drew.
Yeah.
That's 2
more. Well, that would be
2 more
that'll
points.
Be that.
We missed out on goal difference then.
We'd have missed out on goal difference. No, one more win. One game that we lost. If we won, we would have got 71 points.
I'm thinking Accrington.
Yeah. And Chesterfield sneaked in. I don't know if that's the first time they've been in the top 7, is it? Or maybe early in the season it might
Yeah,
have
I
been.
think earlier they did. They dropped right off, didn't they? And came late.
The results, the way they went yesterday,
Yeah,
you know.
Salford would be gutted because they could have been in, couldn't they? Easy.
Yeah, Salford. They what did they? 2-2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Carlisle.
All we had to do yesterday was better their result, and hope Chesterfield lost. If
Yeah.
not, we had to win, and that was the case. I did look at Chesterfield's last 2 fixtures and think there's 6 points in there from quite easy, and so it proved.
It's proved to be, isn't it? They're sneaked in with the.
Yeah.
I hope they don't go up.
So we've covered off yesterday. Disappointing. We've covered off the last 2 games. I think it's important. One last sort of footnote on the game yesterday was that Dave Moore made his last bout at Blundell Park as a member of the staff.
49 years.
49 years in football. I think he had 39 of them at Town.
Yeah.
So it's an incredible career in football, isn't it? That, and he said he's been when we spoke to him. Please look back for episode number 38 if you want to see our interview with Dave Moore. Absolutely brilliant watch, brilliant bloke, and he'll be missed, as you can tell from some of the interviews yesterday. But yeah, welcomed him out at half time, didn't they? And at full time.
Full time, yeah.
And got a nice send off. It's just a shame we didn't give him a couple of extra games or 3 extra games to go at.
It was a shame, yeah, but he's got a nice guard of honour, didn't he, at the end of the game?
Yeah. And he's been a great servant to the club.
Oh, he's been unbelievable servant, and he'll be coming to the games. David Artell says he's going to miss him at breakfast.
Yeah, saw that. Yeah, and he told us, didn't he? He'd be definitely be down at BP. Yeah, maybe not every game, but a lot of the games he'll be there.
Yeah, it's quite. That guard of honour was quite funny. He came out through it, and then he got the others. He like punched the air, didn't he? He thought, well, that's it. Well,
we said that to him.
He didn't want the limelight.
We challenged him on that, didn't we? In the episode about his lack of celebrating, and I picked out the footage of him at Wembley when we just promoted, and he would know as much as anyone how important that is. And he's just turning around with a wry smile and sort of arms folded, walking along. And
he did, yeah.
I think the Town camera crew that follow him, I think it was the winner at Walsall or one of the winners we scored late on. He's just sat there in the dugout going, excellent.
Was when everybody's going absolutely mayhem.
Yeah, and he's just sat there smiling.
Is that a goal?
Yeah. No, he's a one of his own, and like I say, it's great to give him a good send off, and it's like I say, it's a shame, but nothing ever stays the same.
Yeah, and he got man of the match.
He got man of the match, which was nice. That I would never have considered that.
It was really good. Yeah, well, nobody on the pitch could.
Well, there's that to take in as well.
But
yeah,
it was good that.
Yeah, no, it was a nice touch, and
well, it's like MK Don's game. He gave it to Lewington, didn't they?
Yes,
he played. I know he played, but Dave Moore, he definitely a nice touch that.
Yeah,
giving him.
And talking of club legends or people who've done legendary things at Town, Luke Waterfall was at the match yesterday as a guest of honour, doing the sponsors lounge and the draw at half time and all that stuff. Got a nice rousing welcome in the Pontoon at half time.
Did he got a good reception. So because he's a very recent player, isn't he? So a lot of players come back, you don't sort of recognise them. If it's 20 odd years ago.
Yeah, even some of the ones 15 years ago. My sort of weak spot. So I had a spell with the kids being young where I didn't get as much. So some of the players aren't as instantly recognisable. But some of the ones from old I'm familiar with, even from before my time, because my dad talking to me about the sort of 72 team and that McMenemy's mob, Boylan and Dave Worthington, who I actually met before the game yesterday, and well, he looks really well for his age. He's a great specimen of a man, doing well in his later life, and a very happy chap. And then so Luke Waterfall is, like you say, more recent, and the last the thing that people remember of him is that goal or the double goals at Wrexham.
Wrexham, yeah.
And I actually mentioned to him, I said, "There's a great podcast where we talked to Adam Somerton, the commentator, about how you nearly killed him." And is it's this, and I've told him about it. So I've heard about somebody was telling me about that. So Luke Waterfall is aware of the podcast, which is very nice to hear.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people, it's on people's lips as well, which was nice. But yeah, no, good bloke. Managed to get a pic with him. I think you'd gone to the little boys' room. And I was holding your Bovril.
Yeah, he's holding my Bovril for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, shame about that. I just missed him.
Yeah, so no, nice to see him at Blundell Park and getting a good reception as always. Saw a few people, the people I met at Brighton, Rich and Sarah, who live in France in the Alps, run a restaurant up there.
Yeah.
And I met them at Brighton, and we kind of sort of kept in touch online. Saw them yesterday in the queue for a drink at half time. So it was nice to see them. Rich and Sarah, if you're watching, hello, great to see you. And we're going to get them on. They're going to come on sometime as well to talk about following town from afar.
Right. Okay.
And a big thank you to you, Steve, for helping sort out our other viewer, Sammy, with a ticket for yesterday, which was
Last minute.
very well received and very lastminute.com. But nonetheless, they appreciate it and sent thanks to me, which I didn't think was 100%. Apart from being the go-between, you were the man that sorted it. So thanks to you for that.
Yeah, that's no worries, mate. Try and get. So I got Bradley in with my dad's seat, and and your friend, so to get as many in there as possible.
Jobs are
good crowding,
and it was a shame for her because a fella can't go every week because he's 4 on 4 off. He works, so it was one of those where she was just too late getting the ticket. It happens, doesn't it? We've all done it.
Yeah.
And that's all's well that ends well.
Made hair day then.
To getting to the start line, it was just we couldn't get over the finish line. But never mind. David Artell was appreciative of the crowd staying in at the end, and I think he said we've got to raise the standards this year, and I think he has. There's a little insert online saying we've got to raise the standards around here. Last season we applauded being 22nd, and staying up. That can't be the standard, and to be clapping him off 9th is a bit more like it.
Well, I see this is one of the highest position we've been in for 20 years, I think.
Yeah. I think the other thing is, and it has been mentioned, but it's been in my mind, is the whole a starting point is much higher up now, isn't it? Is where you would expect us to be somewhere there or thereabouts now. 9th is where we should be, and looking up from there, isn't it? Not, oh God, as long as we need to be looking at mid-table, like was where we started this year. And,
next season,
and we've got the players.
Next season, it's expectations is playoffs as a minimum.
Yeah, and hopefully more. And I think David Artell sort of said that in his after match yesterday, that's the aim now is playoffs or better. That's the thing. So
I don't know what his ambitions were this season, Artell, because he said
he wouldn't say, would he? Because he was stitched up
he
last season. He said he would say afterwards, didn't he?
He said afterwards, so I just wonder what it was. Was it top 10?
Well, it'd be interesting to see if he gets asked.
My team was going to ask him.
Interestingly,
he'll say 9th.
Yeah. Well, that's probably right. But he was stitched up last year when he was that question about, will you stay up? It was just a stick to beat him with the whole season. And why would he have said? Why would he have said anything different? There was no way he was going to say, "Oh yeah, we might get relegated."
Yeah,
he would have been slagged off for that. So yeah. So into next season, we mentioned that the platform is better. The position we ended up in is better. So ins and outs. I think we'll start with the sort of low hanging fruit. We're going to see the back of Donovan Wilson, Rakeel Pike. Just not available. Just not available enough.
No. I've just got a small list here. Actually, Donovan Wilson's contracts.
Yeah.
Out of contract, isn't he?
Just picking up on those two flashes of good goals in them.
Yeah.
Just never on the pitch. Town
never
cannot afford to have 2 strikers sat doing now.
Absolute waste of time.
75% of the time they've been here, both of them, haven't they? They've been not available or only just fit for the bench.
That's right. And
So-
we've had to rely on Rose all season as a
Yeah.
apart from the big crew now and again.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we get two players that are available 75% of the time rather than not available 75% of the time, just think of the
Mhm.
depth of squad we've got for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, if you rewind that thought and apply it to the season, you say, "Oh, look how well we've done. That was above expectation." That's with all the injuries we had as well.
Yeah, it's phenomenal how we've ended
We
up.
hadn't even talked about that bit, had we? So it's
No.
against the backdrop of all that adversity have we managed to get to where we are.
Yeah, I mean, all clubs get injuries, but we had so many
Yeah.
3 or 4 months ago, haven't we?
Yeah. So
It was
Wilson and Pike are the first two out the door. Then who else is on the way out?
But Callum Ainley,
Yeah.
I don't think I'd keep him. He's out of contract.
Yeah. I think the club did right by him a bit like they did with Scannell.
Yeah,
Recovered from his illness, and it was great to see him come back and get playing football so quickly, getting clear of his cancer, which was a real worry for anybody. But for a sportsman so young, you don't think of them getting ill like that. I'm not saying,
no,
it could happen to anybody, but for somebody to be cut down like that, great to see him get back to it. Club's done the right thing by him, giving him a season. But I think we'll probably be looking for something a bit more solid.
Yeah, I think he's out of contract end of June.
Yeah,
and then you've got obviously the loan players come back. Barrington will be going back. Davis, Jordan Davis, a big crew. They're all going back. And you've got
Luca.
Jaden Luca.
Yeah,
he's not on there actually. So he's down there. Yeah, he's going back. So you've got Denver Hume out of contract.
Now, will he sign?
He's been offered a contract, but who knows?
Yeah.
I think he'll sign.
Yeah, I'd love him to sign.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame him for
coming.
not, because at the end of the day, if somebody comes and doubles his money, then what are you going to do? There's no way you're going to take it. We've been good for his career. He's been good for our season. We'll see, but it'd be great to think he's enjoyed it so much, and we can offer him a good enough contract to stay.
Yeah.
But
I really hope he stays, but it's Jake Eastwood's out of contract as well.
Right, would you keep him?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right. Goalkeeping position then. Do we think Wright is the man?
I don't. Yeah, he was early in the season.
He's getting up and down, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good shot stopper, but he don't command his area like he should do.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can. I don't know if you can coach that, or if it just comes as a natural to a goalie. I don't know. I don't think he's the man. I think Eastwood is definitely need to keep Eastwood as number one if we can. I wasn't too keen on him to start with, but come back in the team. He's done
it's a
fantastic.
terrible position, really, isn't it? From everyone's a critic, aren't they? They get much more scrutiny than anybody else, don't they? In terms of are they good, bad, and different? The other lot can hide in a group of 10, can't they? When the criticism
That's it. Yeah,
when the criticism's being doled out. But keepers are it, aren't they? They're is he good? Is he crap? It's kind of
you can make 2 or 3 fantastic saves, and then you don't line a wall up properly, and it sneaks in the cup, which he did early in the season, didn't he? I think right.
Yeah.
He missed he didn't. Made a few errors, like thinking. Yeah, but he has made some fantastic saves.
You told me a story yesterday about a wall being set late or early. We saw it early and changed something. Green at Milton Keynes, yeah. Just tell us about that.
Yeah. In his interview, he said he said he should have scored it. He said because their goalie had lined the wall up pretty early, got it set, and then he moved the ball just a few inches to the right, and so he
changed everything.
Obviously, the ref didn't see it. Yeah. The wall's already set, and to give himself a little bit more of an angle in, which he did. He hit the post, didn't he? And he said he should have scored it really because So I thought it was a bit cheaty, but
Yeah.
if you can do it, get away with it.
Exactly.
It's quite clever, really.
Yeah. Back to the positions. Goalkeeper. We think Eastwood. Well, it's going to be. Well, you'd keep Eastwood and Wright then, because Wright's not out of contract, is he? So
No, it's not out of contract. So Eastwood, I don't know what his situation is, whether he's been offered a contract or not yet.
well, that's a couple of things, isn't it? One, is he in contract? What do they see? And if there's going to be another goalkeeper, a better goalkeeper coming to the club, it's more likely that Eastwood goes, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he said he didn't think he was going to get back in the team, didn't he? He said he thought his chance had gone.
Yeah.
In that interview, and he was, wanting to get back in. He got back in, and he performed brilliantly.
I haven't seen the goal back yesterday. Was he to blame it all for that, or was he part of the saving of it?
Not really. No, he saved. No, it was the defence. I thought should have headed it out.
Mm.
I don't think you can fault East with it. He was. It was a good corner, but no, I don't think he was at fault.
Yeah. So one of the things we've got to be better at is better at the back next season. So we've sort of covered goalkeeper. I'm a bit 50-50 on it. I like Eastwood. I'd like him to stay. I think. I don't know. It's hard to judge. I think a Jordan Wright that's beefed up his commanding of his area game will be a decent keeper. It's just how long can you wait? Yeah.
Yeah, and improve his kicking, which
Yeah.
I mean, I said earlier in the season that I think I said to Sean in front. I says he needs taken out of the team because his kick. He said he said you can't take a goalkeeper out just because he's kicking. And I said, well, it's not just that. He says he doesn't command his area, don't command the 8-yard box that well.
Yeah.
So, but kicking is an important part of the goal. I mean, Eastwood was kicking
playing out
poor
from the back.
yesterday.
Playing out from the back is generally, isn't it? And
yeah, I don't think Wright's that good at doing that.
But I actually think just because of the contractual situation, if we replace a goalkeeper, it'll be Eastwood, because of where he is in his contract situation. Unless they've told Wright he's not part of the plans, which I don't know, might be a bit harsh, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
So getting into the back line then. So I think Rogers had a really good season. Hume and Tharm have had a great season as well, in many ways.
Yeah. It's just we have conceded goals, but
I think many times you wouldn't have said they've played awful though. They've in general play with crosses coming in that you see them getting the ball clear and.
No, you can't say they've been poor anywhere. No. Rogers has played more minutes, I think, than any other player.
Yeah,
and he gets his head on nearly everything. It's just like you can't fault Matt Janet. He's been out of the team recently.
Yeah.
But you can't look at any of them and say they've had a poor giving goals away.
No.
You know what I mean? But from mistakes.
It's allowing
time own goal.
It's allowing play to develop, isn't it? The way play develops around us. So in midfield, we've been getting a bit overrun in the last few games. Once we played this formation we got now, we started playing really well. But it's almost like teams worked us out and found that pressing has really messed us up.
Yeah, we did. When we're back to 3 at the back, we're really successful for the first half a dozen games, don't we? And then seem to I've worked it out how to players when we're not being as successful.
Yeah.
But like yesterday, Tam was bringing the ball out, but he did it. The balls were too straight down the middle. There was no angle on them. But he's a lovely player, Tam. But sometimes I just think his distribution could be a bit better.
Yeah. But in the back four, back five, whatever you want to look at it, there's not many players you'd say, I want to get rid of them and change it massively.
None of them. No. Hume's been they've all improved throughout the season.
Yeah, Hume, McJanet, Rogers. You got Warren. Yeah. Warren played well when he's come in.
He's been excellent.
Yeah. Cass. No, he's had spells, hasn't he, where he's come in and done okay. But,
Yeah.
but he seems to have had a mistake in him as well. But he's good getting forward as well. He's
Yeah, he's missed out since they changed the formation, really, hasn't he?
yeah, and he got himself sent
So-
off back at Bromley, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think that annoyed Artell. I don't know if he's not played much since then, has he?
No,
Down to the formation, I guess.
yeah, it's a little bit daft.
But
wasn't it?
Svan Thorson is had a super seat. He's improved slowly but surely through the season, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's
And
warmed up, hasn't he? He had a quiet game yesterday, I thought. I don't think that was his fault. I just think we
No,
drifted away from getting the ball to him, didn't we?
yeah, no, he's had MK Dons. I thought he was excellent against them.
Yeah.
He never stops running.
No.
And his skill, he's got a real good skill level and glides past players, doesn't he? Sometimes.
Yeah, but we need to get him into the game. It's up to us to get him into the game. And yesterday we didn't, and it wasn't him.
No,
because
especially second half.
Yeah, he got on the
Yeah,
ball
right.
when he could himself. But back to the Dave Moore interview. You want the people, the workers, to get the ball to the players that can play, and you need
Absolutely.
2 or 3 players that can play, and the rest are your hard workers dogging around getting the
That's
ball
right.
back. And we just didn't do that yesterday with him. So yeah,
Didn't get it to Svan Thorson at all. Second half.
but you get the feeling a second season for him could be really good, something special.
Oh yeah. And another player who's been superb is he's player of the season. He's been voted player of the season as McEachran.
Yeah, has he got another year in his contract?
I think he's not out of contract.
Good.
It's not on my list anyway.
Yeah.
I got a quick. No, I think he was best player yesterday.
Yeah, no,
Got his foot in, and but you can't keep relying on him to pull it all together.
So they've got McEachran, Green. They're still in contract, so we'd be looking to continue with them, wouldn't we? Vernham,
Yeah.
has he got another year? Or is he out of contract?
I'm not sure. I think he has got another year.
Yeah, I think he has. He signed a 3-year deal, didn't he? No, he's a funny one because the likes of Wilson and Pike have never looked that available. His availability has been crap over 2 seasons, but I'm more forgiving of him because when he has come in, he's looked really lively and you almost can feel him fighting to get back into the team.
Wilson, you said?
No, Vernham.
Oh, sorry, Vernham. Yeah.
He's had a similar availability to them two, but he's been knocking on the door as soon as he's back. Whereas the other two have, I don't know whether the injuries have been a lot more serious than you maybe realise, or whether there's that. I always go back to that David Artell interview where he said he wasn't sure whether he pulled his hamstring or he got performance anxiety. That suggests a relationship issue, but I might be completely wrong with that. But yeah, Vernham, you could just tell he wants to do well.
Yeah, no, I like Vernham's just getting fully. Well, the start of the season he was flying, wasn't he? And scored a great goal, and he's
got 2 or 3
and then he got injured.
goals, didn't he? Yeah, it's got that one.
Yeah,
Cheltenham and Chesterfield. That's teams that start with THE.
I'm just trying to see if Vernham's out of contract. I can't see.
I think we signed him start of last season, and he had a 3-year deal, if I remember right. And he's been injured for half of both seasons, but still played more than Pike and Wilson put together.
Yeah, Pike. He's out of contract, end of loan. Van Thorson. Yeah, can't see Vernham on there.
Yeah, no. Well, I'd say I'm pretty certain from the from the signing situation that was the case. So So your midfield, almost isn't that different. Thompson I'm assuming, is out of contract.
Thompson is,
Yeah. Can't see him staying.
Yeah, his contract end of June. All end of June.
Yeah, he served his purpose last season, keeping us up. This season, he's been in. When he's been in, he's been a bit hot and cold. He's come on and done a job for us. And other times he's come on and you've thought, oh God, he looks a bit rusty.
looks like his legs have gone a couple of times. It looked like he could run.
Yeah.
Come on. But yeah, he did okay for us last year when we signed him. But I don't think he'll be.
Damp squib of the season from this year, isn't it?
Obviously, they renewed Green's contract and Rose, didn't they?
Yeah. So they're nailed on. Obviously, you said Barrington, Davis, Abiku, and Luca will go back. So, what do you think we need to be looking for then? It's that striker role, isn't it? Where we need that. We need those 4 or 5 forward players to be available more of the time than not.
You look at Bromley. You got Michael Cheek. He's scored 25 goals. He scored another 2 yesterday. Why can't we have him?
But we don't want a team that has a 25 goal a season striker and finish mid-table. We want to be.
That's true.
We want a 25 goal a season striker to complement what we've already got, i.e., the style of play we've got. Somebody to get on the end of those bloody number of balls that whip across the goal and there's no one there.
That's right.
It happened again yesterday.
Yeah, there's not many teams who've got 20 plus goal strikers, is there?
No.
The teams that are going up, Doncaster and Bradford, and they've not got a striker that's knocking in loads of goals.
No, and I'm not. You've got somebody who's making a big contribution, a decent contribution. That's fine. And with Danny Rose with 14, if he can replicate that and have a partner alongside him doing similar, then it's that person getting on the end of those balls, like I just talked about, the ones that fly across the 6-yard box or in the 6-yard box at the last minute.
Yeah, I think a striker, obviously, but midfield, I think we're okay. But Evan Curry's disappointed me in the last few games.
He's had a great season. Considering it's his first full season as a young pro, he's got Young Player of the Year. I think up to about 4 or 5 games ago, you'd say fantastic. Just seems to have gone off the boil, and it could be tiredness after a long season. Although
it's just the goal scoring side of his game is.
I mean, last couple of games he's had chances to hit the target,
getting in position,
and he's dragged it. And you wonder if that's again 2 things: nerves, trying too hard, because he scuffed that shot to the left, and he at Milton Keynes when he should have scored. That probably would have won the game. This one was a chance yesterday, and he just pulled it completely wide. Just tell him to aim further left to the goal. He might get it on.
We know he can score. He's got a good strike on him.
That one at Colchester.
Yeah, that was a great goal. But yeah, he could improve that. Hopefully, I mean, from where he was a year ago, he's been a regular in the team, isn't he?
Yeah.
This season, and he was only a part player season before, so he could improve on his goal scoring. And we've got a hell of a player.
Yeah. So I mean, lie of the land is we're probably going to be looking at loans again next year. Of the loans, was anybody you'd have back?
Jordan Davis, if he's fit, keep him fit. But he's always looks good when he plays. He can score goals.
That's the challenge, isn't it? It's that whole,
fitness thing, isn't it?
We need people to be available to be on the pitch, and I think that's going to be a big feature of the closed season is finding players that have decent records in terms of how available they are. And again,
all the lone players we've had have been injured.
Yeah,
you think about it.
Barrington's probably in the least, hasn't he? Luke has had his trouble with some hamstring. Abiku's had his growing pains and his pubis dysfunction. Davis has had his hamstring in his back. Barrington's not been too bad.
Barrington, he's only a young lad, isn't he? He's only 20.
Yeah, so
20 years old. I was just looking at Barrington and his contract. He's out of contract because he's a lone player. But yeah, born 2004. I'm thinking, God.
And we've got hopefully Gardner coming back. He's just signed a 3-year contract.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I think that's partly to protect the investment, but we could do with him ratting around for a place. He did all right when he was in early in the season.
Yeah, I think he's good. I forgot about him. Yeah, he could be an important player if he could get. He's got a problem with He's injured a hamstring, I think, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's got some
yeah.
injury.
And the other thing we've got, sorry, I was going to go back to the midfield. We've got Churi as well.
Yes. Yep. Well,
If he can go through a Santhosen style warming into the team, then we'll be all right. I think this season it's probably a bit too soon for him to make his mark.
Yeah.
Look, flashes are good, but other things looked a bit naive.
Yeah, get a full pre-season behind him, and
because remember he's only an amateur footballer over there, isn't he?
Yeah, never played a professional game before, so it's going to be a different and grass on real grass, isn't it? So, yeah, he's one for next season.
And
they're like new signings, really.
Well, exactly. The closed season gives him a bit more time, doesn't it? And Burns as well. We talked about him yesterday. He's not really done a lot. He's not really done a lot wrong. But again, with a rest, again, he's one from the Irish League. They play different to us, so they played more games and the rest of it. He needs a rest, full pre-season with us, and then he should be knocking at the door to get in the team next season.
Yeah, so there's players there that we've signed, and they're like new. Next season they'll be fit and ready to go. So we don't need too many new signings, but we do need some.
No, and I think Artell made the point at the fans forum that there's a lot less churn this year than many years. There will be many years, because of the fact
we end up with like about a dozen players, won't we, left?
Yeah, I mean this year you're talking about the 4 loan players: Wilson, Pike, and Ainley. That's 7. Hume up or down. Hume would be like a new signing if we sign him again. So that's 7 or 8. It could be as high as that, 7, 8, or 9, something like that, but shouldn't be too much more than that.
I think Hume's the one we really need to keep if we can.
But if we don't, that's an opportunity to go find another decent player, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
It's just a shame. It's just a shame he couldn't have signed a little extension for us to make him worth something. But he's got his own career to look after and that as well. So we shall see.
Yeah, he definitely can play higher level.
Oh yeah.
But,
yeah.
And my gut feeling thinks he's going to go like somebody will come in for him. But
yeah,
there we go. Can't stop him, can we?
No, and that's the point, isn't it? And it's been good for his career. I mean, what did he come here for? He come here to rehabilitate his career, didn't he? And he's done that and some.
Yeah, been leading assist in the League 2.
Yeah,
and he made the team of the year. I think did he?
Yeah,
team
he did.
Yeah. So that was good. So can't do any more than that.
David Artell seemed to indicate yesterday that we're already well on with some transfer targets.
Oh, did he? Right.
Yeah. In the aftermath interview, that'd be interesting to see. Yeah, sorry.
They're always planning ahead, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think probably better than ever now. It's just be nice to see some progress on that. But like I say, we've had so many slots that have been just empty because of the lack of availability. Anyway, so wasn't to be this season. We've had a good one. We'll come back and look at some of the best of bits in a show over the next few weeks to sign off the season. Any last sort of things on town before we just recap the state of the table and where everybody finished up?
No, just a good season overall. If you look back, 9th place, progress.
Be philosophical, yeah. Yesterday was a couple of idiots giving Dave Artell abuse at the end of the game, which is totally uncalled for, totally stupid.
Kick them out.
Yeah, don't need it. What are they watching? I mean, all right, disappointing. We're all disappointed, but bloody hell, get some perspective.
Oh, it's just idiots. They're always going to get them.
But end on a positive. Yeah, better standard, better position finish. Still more work to do in that, and I think I trust David Artell with that. Definitely.
Oh, absolutely. He's the man.
So League 2, the way it finished up yesterday, Accrington 0, Chesterfield 1. Chesterfield snuck into the playoffs off the back of that result and a bit of help from Carlisle and Salford drawing.
Yeah.
Hope. No ill will to Chesterfield, but I didn't see that coming really. I thought they'd get 6 points from their last 2 games, but I thought one of the other teams would have had enough. I thought Salford would be the one probably to get it if we didn't. And I was.
Well, that's it. We was all looking towards Salford, Colchester, us.
Yeah.
Didn't really think Chesterfield were going to sneak in there and get 7th place, but they did.
Congratulations to them. Bradford won, Fleetwood 0. So Bradford were in the playoffs until the 90 plus 5 minutes or whatever it was. And there was talk of it being offside. It looked a bit offside to me as well, but nonetheless, it promoted
chaos,
them.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was a pitch invasion, and then the match. I saw the match finished at 17 minutes extra time.
Geographically, Bradford and Leeds have done the same thing, haven't they? Well, apart from Leeds won the title with the last minute. There's something about last minute winners, isn't there? That's as we can testify with Luke Waterfall's expeditions for us.
Well, that was it, because I think Salford game was finished, and then they were waiting to hear, not Salford, sorry, Walsall game.
Yeah.
Finished, and they were waiting for the Bradford.
They're all going to the fans at Crewe, aren't they? Going, is it still 0-0?
Yeah, they were. I thought, that's it. Yeah, and then there was and then scored, and then Bradford gave them. Yeah,
they're all going back into the changing room to cancel their holidays because they've got to play a few more games. But I wouldn't like to be Walsall going into the last few games. That's their 3rd win in 21 games yesterday.
Just ridiculous. But they were going up, weren't they, automatically?
Yeah.
Until that goal.
Bromley 3, Cheltenham 0 was a bit of a dead rubber, but Bromley have had a decent season this year. First season of the league.
Yeah, 11th. Can't argue with that.
Yeah. Friend of the show, Andy Woodman's done well.
Yeah, he's only 2 points behind us.
Yeah. As we've already mentioned, Carlisle 2, Salford 2, so Carlisle went out with a bang. A couple of goals pegged back by Salford. Colchester 0, Barrow 0. Let's say Colchester sort of finished on a bit of a flat result, probably again trying too hard. Crewe 0, Walsall 1, as we mentioned. There's our game, 1-0. Morecambe 1, Harrogate 2, so that's their fate had already been sealed, but they went out with a
they was already down, yeah.
bit of a flop. And Newport 1, Tranmere 4, so Tranmere have won their last 2 games to avoid relegation, and they're looking a lot better under their interim manager, so it'll be interesting to see what happens over them over the summer. But they scraped it this year, a bit like we did last year.
Tranmere, yeah. They've got Andy Cosby.
Yeah.
Is he temporary still?
I think he's to the end of the season.
Yeah, so good win at Newport. Concede some goals, don't they?
Yeah, and they've had 7 0-0 draws this season as well. So just think, if you're thinking about being a fan and you want to be entertained, feel for your Newport fans. Notts County 1, Doncaster 2, so Doncaster were in control of that the whole game. Rob Street, he's been banging him in for them. It'd be interesting to see if they can hang on to him, because he's a Lincoln lad, isn't he?
Yeah, and then that's made them champions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Harry Clifton, first season.
Yeah.
He's a championship.
Yeah.
Can't beat that for first season.
Well done to him and Doncaster.
Congrats to Harry. Yeah, well done, Harry.
It's a shame, because one of the good away days that, but we shall
beat the champions.
We shall see. Yeah, we did it on their own patch.
Yes.
Notts County managed to get a goal in the 5th minute of injury time, which was pretty much for no benefit at all. Then Port Vale 0, Gillingham 1, so Port Vale bottled it in their last game at home.
Yeah.
And Swindon 0, MK Dons 0 in probably the most uninteresting of fixtures in the whole. It's at the bottom, and it's probably for good reason. So
that's MK Dons. That's another clean sheet for them, isn't it?
Yeah. They haven't let go since their new manager, have they?
No,
they didn't win many of them.
Coming,
but they're going to be like
Newport.
Newport.
I couldn't watch them every week.
Yeah. I was a lot more impressed with their setup than I thought I was going to be. I must admit.
MK Dons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Liked it a lot. Apart from empty, and they don't deserve to be there, but that's another matter.
No, it was a nice stadium though. It was a lovely stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice place to go to, isn't it?
Yeah,
Nice.
well, not Milton Keynes generally, but the ground. There's an
Not
away
Milton
game
Keynes, no,
to
no.
park up next to the ground, walk 2 meters to get a beer, walk 2 meters to get in the ground, and then same in reverse afterwards. So the table ended up with Doncaster winning the league by 84 points, which is incredible when you think they were all trailing Doncaster Walsall by 12.
Yeah.
They were all trailing Walsall by about 12 points around Christmas time, weren't they?
Yeah. You wouldn't have predicted Donny winning the title, would you?
No, but they were with us near the bottom of the league. Yes, last season.
Last season, yeah.
And they sort of went on a 10-game winning run after Christmas, and then failed in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they've used that as a springboard to go on for next season. That's what I'm hoping we can do this year. I know we didn't make the playoffs, but it's that springboard from a better starting position. Port Vale second on 80. Bradford third on 78, nicking it in that last minute with that last minute winner. Walsall drop into the playoffs on 77. Wimbledon on 73 after that with their win at Town yesterday. Then Notts County and Chesterfield on 70. So 70 points was going to do it. And my little predictor's been saying between 69 and 71 all season pretty much. And we didn't get there. So then Salford come next with their draw yesterday. Not enough to get them the 71 points they could have got. And then us on 68 with a minus goal difference, the only one in the top half. So if we can change that next year, we'll be in a better position.
We have to change that.
Yeah,
we have to change that next year.
Yeah, and then Colchester, who were the other team that were really in it, and then you're into the sort of Bromley, Swindon, Crews, who are all sort of mid-table. So of those teams behind us, Crew are probably the one that were looking like they were nailed on for a playoff place when we played them in the first part of the season. When we lost 2-0 at home, they were right up there in the playoff places, and they were still knocking on the door behind us when we lost to them away. But they've really dropped off, haven't they, at the end of the season?
Yeah, they've well, they finished 13th. Yeah, sorry, 13th.
Yeah, 13th. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame, really. Doncaster and Bradford have gone up from our point of view. So away days, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a shame we're going to lose 3 of them. 2 of them would have gone to, and one's coming down from League One. A bit further afield.
Yeah, it would have been nice to go up. So at the bottom, Carlisle finished bottom on 36. Carlisle on 42. So 43 was So what did I say?
You said Carlisle finished bottom.
So Morecambe finished bottom on 36, sorry. Yeah. Carlisle on 42. And then, so 43 would have been enough. And then 49 Newport, 50 Accrington. Tranmere with a creditable 51 after they won their last 2 games. MK Dons on 52. So MK Dons are quite low down. So
I think Tranmere lost 19 games. We lost
18.
19.
What did we lose? 18 or 19?
Yeah, 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 120. Drew 8, lost 18.
So we're about 3 or 4 draws from them defeats. But yeah, if we can say play off that standard and make a better fifth of it next year, we'll be all right. And there's lots to be positive about. So fingers crossed for that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's the season then, Steve. We'll come back with a bit of a recap and a best of. Recap some of the great guests and some of the stories, and we'll wrap the season up with a final episode. And
sounds good, mate.
It's been great doing this for our first season. 43 episodes so far.
43 episodes.
It's incredible. Tens of thousands of downloads, which is fantastic. And we appreciate everybody as a new podcast coming to listen to us, engage with us, watch us on YouTube, and we hope you'll join us again next season when we continue. So hopefully we'll be able to tweak, and we're always like David Artell. We're always looking to improve. So if you want to get involved, please get in touch, and we'll be back next season. Thank you for everybody who's taken the time to listen. Tens of thousands of listens and watches. which in our first season is beyond our wildest dreams. It's grown and grown throughout the season. So we thank you very much. Hope you'll join us next season. We're always looking to improve, just like David Artell. And thanks for your time, Steve. It's been great.
I'll tell you that I've really enjoyed it, and you do a fantastic job of it.
Thank you.
You know,
Appreciate it.
you really do. Without you, it wouldn't happen. To be honest, because you are really good at it.
Thank you.
That's why we are where we are.
Yeah, we got some nice comments yesterday. So I bumped into somebody at the bar who just said he likes the mix of the things we have on. You know, it's not just us, waffling on for an hour, or there's a mix of stuff which we cover, which is appreciated. So thank you to that gentleman who we met yesterday. It was nice of you to speak to us.
That's good.
Yeah, and sorry, go on.
And I say hopefully there'll be more of that next season.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody else who's spoken to us, got involved, commented, messaged us, whatever. So we look forward to rejoining you soon, and definitely in the new season. So on that last note, then, Steve, for one last time, for the Mariners,
with Dodgy Arm, up the Mariners.
The only way is up. Yeah, all the best, mate. We shall talk soon. Hello, Rick. Well, fucking hell.
That's going in.
See that? Yeah, clips of the week. Hey ho. Anyway, excuse me.